Hello everyone, Math Cat here. Today we will be covering the dot product, typically covered in Calculus 3 courses or linear algebra courses, but everyone is at their own pace. So, as always, I would like to start off with an in real life example to help you create some of the intuition that is needed to solve these problems. So, let's say a person is pushing a box. Let's see this example on the left. So you can see that person is producing the vector F force applied, and then that box will move a distance in the direction, this direction. Let me make that brighter. So if we start the vectors at the same center, you can see that they line up, alright? So what this means is that all of the force applied, this will be like the maximum amount of force you are able to apply to the box. Now, let's say you are pushing perpendicular and you want to push the box this direction. Well, these are perpendicular. There's no alignment. So how are you going to push it to the right when you're pushing up? It doesn't make sense. And then let's say you're pushing it at an angle. Take a look at this right example. You're pushing it at an angle. Actually, no. Yeah, I take that back. You're pushing it to the left, but you want to move it to the right. And that means there's negative work being done on this box, right? So, let me draw another example. Let's say you are pushing at an angle. You want to move it this direction. I should probably label these vectors. You're pushing at an angle, so not all of your force will be converted perfectly to distance. So this is like a less than ideal way to push the box. You ideally want to push parallel to the direction you want to move. Otherwise, some of that force gets lost. This is the idea behind the work equation in physics. Work is equal to force dot direction or distance. Distance, sorry. And we can see that when the vectors are aligned perfectly, you get the largest output scalar or the largest amount of work. If you put them perpendicular to each other, this causes no work because there's no force on the, well, there is a force, but they completely disagree with each other. And then if you push it negative, then you get negative work. If you push at an angle, you get less than if you had pushed it parallel. So what the dot product actually measures, let me figure this out. What the dot product actually measures is the alignment between two vectors. So basically, it measures how much, let's say vector A, how much of the vector A direction overlaps with vector B. So let's write out like a dot product right here. It's how much of A's direction overlaps with the direction B. and it outputs a scalar, and vice versa. So let's see this in action. Since I believe that computing the dot product is it's just multiplication, let's see how the dot product can tie into projection, which I believe will help you understand what the dot product actually is as well. So let's say you have two vectors. Let's derive the projection equation. How? Let's say you want to find how much of this vector relates to this vector, and you want to have like a physical vector. Like there's a light source up here, you want to shine, or you want to get the shadow of this vector onto this vector. Well, you need to find out how much this vector relates to this vector. Alright, so let's label this vector A, actually vector 1. And this can be vector 2. So to test their similarity, you take the dot product of the two. Vector 1 dot vector 2. Now, this will output a scalar. You won't have the actual like vector, it'll just be a scalar. So what you want to do now is, now that you have the similarity score, you want to put it in terms of a linear combination of V2, so it lies on the exact same line. If you multiply the dot product of V1 and V2 and you multiply it by vector 1, you'll just get a linear combination that will lie on this line. But we want to see how much of vector 1 lies vector 2. So we multiply by vector 2. But we have some of the extra parts, like some extra magnitudes. So when you measure the similarity between V1 and V2, it's a combination of V1 and V2. But we will only want to know how much of V1 lies directly on V2. We don't care about the magnitude of V2. So how do you get rid of the magnitude of V2? Well, you divide by the magnitude of V2, which is, it gets the unit vector of V2. So you can write that as V2 dot V2, or you can just write the magnitude of V2. Either way works. So let's deconstruct what we just did. This measures the similarity between these two vectors as a scalar, and then this gets rid of all the extra magnitude we don't care about. We don't care about use magnitude. We only want to know how much of V1 lies down on V2. So we convert V2 to get only the direction, so the unit vector. And then to get the actual direction, because the dot product results in a scalar, we want to multiply it back into the direction of V2 so that it lies onto V2. And that will get us the projection onto V2 by V1. That makes sense? All right, let's move on to computing examples. Say, let's define vector A. This is 2, -1, 3. this is vector b, or 2, -1. To compute the dot product, you just simply multiply the elements that are in the same row, and you add them all up. So what I mean here is multiply 2 and 4, 2 and 4, plus -1 and 2, and then 3 and -1, and by the way, these are just multiplication signs. Multiplication and the dot product are two different things. So this is not the multiplication sign. This is the dot product. Now just solve and we get the scalar. So 8 minus or plus -2. Just did that for clarity. Then you get 3. This is our dot product. Does that make sense? Let's try another problem. Let's define vector 1, 1, 5, 2, and define vector 2. Okay. Now let's just simply multiply the elements that are in the same row. This just basically multiplying across. Very direct. So multiplying 1 and 3, we get 3 plus, and then 5 by -2, which is -10. Then 2 and 4, and that gets us 8. So 8, or sorry, 3 minus 10 plus 8 should be 1. I hope that's correct. And this would be our final answer. It's as simple as that. Also, before I end off this video, I would like to say that the dot product, it only works when there is two vectors that have the same amount of elements in the matrix. Let's say you had you wanted to take the dot product of this. You physically can't, because when you do the multiplication, what is this one going to multiply to? Impossible. So it measures the similarity score of two vectors that are in the same dimension. Alright, thank you for watching, and as a reminder, I have some extra art and lecture notes on my Instagram and TikTok if you'd like to check that out. Thank you so much.